Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be doing an out-of-box review for the Kotobukiya Zoids HMM series Liger Zero Schneider. Now let me just start off by saying one thing, and that this kit is impressive. I gotta say, Kotobukiya has really done an amazing job with this kit, and also I should preface this entire review just by saying that, once again reminding you guys that I have no experience with Zoids kits. This is the very first Zoids kit that I've ever built. I have very limited knowledge of Zoids, the series in general, so please just try to keep that in mind, that this video is not going to be, I'm not going to be able to really tell you too much in terms of just like comparing this to other Zoids kits or things like that. It's really, the point of this video is really just going to be to show off the kit, because that's really all that I can do for you guys. I can tell you that the building process was very fun. It was a really interesting build just because it's so different, so of course it was really fun to build. All of the sort of inner frame that's going on inside is really quite nice. There's a lot of detail. There's so much detail in this kit everywhere. The inner armor, the outer armor, the frame just has so much detail. It's going to be really super awesome looking once it's all painted up and everything's all painted and detailed and all of that. It's going to be so nicely detailed. So that's one thing. When it came to putting on the armor, that is when the build did get a little bit more frustrating for me, just because at the moment I'm only snap building it. I will be painting this kit later eventually, but for the time being I was just snapping it, and this is that kind of kit that is going to require some glue. As you may notice here on the face, I'm missing this vent piece here on the side because that piece just would not stay on without any glue. I did have to glue a couple pieces, but they were pieces that didn't really matter if they're glued. It won't affect the ability to paint them. So I didn't want to glue everything now just because I will have to take this all apart to paint everything. So I'm not going to, I'll try to move around the kit a little bit just to show you guys a little bit about the articulation, but ultimately parts are probably going to be falling off, and that's going to happen. So this is not the kind of kit that I would really recommend to anyone if you're just going to be building it just straight out of the box and don't want to do any painting. You're at least going to have to do some gluing on this kit, so you should just know that going into it. And just in general, this is not a regular sort of Bandai Gunpla kit where everything goes together so nicely and easily, and there's going to be such minimal work that you have to do to the kit. You're going to have to do a little bit more work with this kit. Like I said, aside from gluing, you're going to do just a lot of detail painting and all of that. Not a whole lot of seam lines, really, to be honest. There are a few, most notably on these parts that go on the top of the legs. The orange parts there both have seam lines on there, but really not too much in terms of seam lines, so that's pretty good. Most of the armor is molded in ways that it's like a whole piece is molded. We don't have any sort of seams, so that's good. But yeah, in general, just really fun kit to build. I was shocked at how big this is. It's much larger than I expected. Just to give you a little bit of a size comparison, here is a master grade 1/100 scale unicorn in unicorn mode. You can see, and let me back this up a little bit. The unicorn number 1 is a pretty tall kit, so but you can see Zoids kit is still very large. So that was one thing that did definitely surprise me about this kit. Okay, now like I said, I do want to talk a little bit about the articulation of this kit, but just be prepared for this. I'm not going to show you every single little point of articulation, because then we'd be here for a long time, because basically everything on this kit moves. The inner frame is so complex that it moves pretty much in every single way. So in any way that you would think like a robot tiger should move, you can pretty much move it in this way. The one thing that I found difficult about this kit, I didn't notice. Okay, so we do have a peg hole underneath there for plugging this onto a base, but the kit is quite heavy. I don't know if you're really going to be able to put this on a base. You'd have to get some sort of larger base for this. On a 1/100 scale base maybe, but still just on one single peg, I would be a little bit worried about the weight of that. Plus, As you can see when I pick it up here, we have the front half is going to be leaning down. I thought there's a way when I was putting it together that you can push that back into there, but I can't get it to go back in now. So if that's just like that, or maybe I'm just missing a way. So you can see it's sliding a little bit there. So this is the position pushed all the way back, but I'm still getting some bend there. So if you have this like up on a action base, you're not going to be able to keep that front part up. It's just very heavy. So as you can see, this armor here on the sort of shoulders and the top of the legs, anyway, moves a little bit, that whole section, and then these little fins here on the side will go out, sort of vents. You can pop those out like that on the front and back legs. On the head, the cockpit hatch sort of, this is going to open up, and then our painted pilot figure is there inside there. All of these sword things on the face can be rotated and moved around in a way so that they're all pointing forward like so. So you can do that. It's kind of one of the main gimmicks about this. And then these orange parts can also extend. Let's see if I can get this out here. Well, this piece came off. This is one piece that also didn't stay on. I put some glue on that, but it did come off again, so I'll have to super glue that again before we continue. But these extend like that, pull out, and then the one on the side of the head as well. This one should stay on better though. That extends out like that. You can see the whole side of this whole side of the head piece came off. But we'll use that to our advantage now. I'll show you that the mouth can also open up like so. And then of course the neck can move. It has a point of articulation here at the base of the head, and then there where the neck attaches to the torso as well. Inside here is our piece that had the kind of orb. Some of you guys left a comment in the unboxing that this is like the basically life of the Zoid, sort of. I forget what it's called, the Zoid sphere or something like that. Sorry guys. Then there's a small little clear orange piece there in the front of there as well. And then this cannon underneath that can move, it can rotate and then move up and down as well. So that's pretty cool. It does have that cannon under there. And then here on the back we have these things that sort of slide out. So in the stomach, where these are connected up underneath the stomach, it slides out away from the body to give you more clearance as you're rotating that around. And then of course the blade can swing out like this to the side, and it's falling off my base here. Sorry, it's too big. That can swing out to the side like so. And to point it forward, you can point it like that if you want and rotate it however you might like. So like I said, basically the point is that everything on here on this thing can just move everywhere. We also have these things here on the top of the body. Those can move up and down like so, and then those can open up as well. That opens and closes. Of course the tail moves. There's like 3 points, there's like 3 sections, and it bends around those, and you can rotate it and bend it in all sorts of different ways. You do have this part at the end of the tail. These blades open up there as well, like that if you want, and close. There's very few like option parts for this, but this is one of them. For the top of the tail, if you don't want to have this whole orange piece with the blades for whatever reason, you can use just this like cannon part that just goes on the end of the tail. If you want, we also have an extra, we have one more tail section, so if you wanted the tail to be a little bit longer, you could do that, but it says, the manual says to only use 3 sections, but you do have a 4th section if you wanted to use that, you could. So yeah, that's really going to be just about all that I can really show and share with you guys in this video. Yeah, it's a really intense kit, really big kit. As you can see, it's barely fitting on my kind of rotating base there once I get some of the legs spread out like that, posed up. Really cool. I think this will make a really great companion for the Astray Blue Frame D, and I think what I had in mind when I thought about like putting a Zoids kit with a Gundam kit, I thought like the Astray Blue Frame D was gonna kind of be like the main, and then the Zoids was gonna be like kind of the sidekick. But this is so huge and intense that I think this is gonna be like the main thing that people are gonna look at when I have like the two of them posed up together. But anyway, that's a long ways off, that project, but it's just something to keep in mind. This is a really cool kit. Again, I would not recommend this kit if you're just like kind of a beginner in building models. Just snapping it together, it's not going to be really a good kit for you. You're probably going to get a little bit frustrated with some of the parts falling off and things like that, and maybe it just not being able to do what you want it to do exactly, although the articulation is, like I said, amazing. The parts, it is a little bit frustrating around the head, just because we have those parts coming off the head that are just running into the shoulders. So you have to kind of move these parts around in a way so that these stuff isn't all running into each other here around the head. If you want to have the head turned, the head just having it straight is fine, but if you want to have it turned off to one side or the other, you're going to have stuff running into each other. The colors on this kit are awesome. I love the orange color scheme for this. It looks really, really good. And just in general, really happy about this kit. The whole time I was building this, I was thinking about the price as well. And I've seen people say that they think that the kits in this series are quite expensive. If I remember correctly, the list price for this kit is 6,800 yen. I think that's fine. The price that I got it at, I think when I got it from Hobby Link Japan, I think the Hobby Link Japan had it for like 5,400, something like that. I think very reasonable, considering that, like, let's take for example the MG Amazing Red Warrior, for example. I believe the list price for that was 45 or 4,800 yen. This being essentially the list price being just about 2,000 yen more. Totally worth it. This is definitely more complex than a standard Master Grade Bandai kit. It's larger than most Master Grade kits. So overall, really happy with this. I think this is going to work out much better than the Murasame Liger figure that I got. Really nice figure, but I think I'm just going to keep that on its own and then just use this for that intended purpose that I've talked about. So anyway, that's it for this, guys. Sorry this video is probably not the most informative or entertaining. I just really don't know a whole lot about Zoids, so if you guys want to talk some Zoids talk, go ahead and talk about that in the comments. If you have any questions, leave those down in the comments down below, and hopefully someone who knows more about Zoids or the HMM line of Kotobukiya's Zoids kits here can give you some more answers about that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.